Y'all are so fucking disappointing. And I'm saying y'all because I don't give a fuck about no other race but mine. And I know good and goddamn well y'all asses said, oh, I'm going to stay out the shoppings. I'm going to stay out the stores. I ain't going to go. But I'm going to use my phone to do my shopping. This is why we can't get shit done. Y'all some fucking materialistic asses. Y'all asses can't sit down for a fucking couple of days and not go spend your coins. I told y'all hoes next year, y'all healthcare is about to go up. We don't need to give them shit. Okay? At this point, sit on your fucking hands, save some money. You may need it next year for your fucking healthcare. None of y'all listened. Because I know the $11.8 billion wasn't just white folks or Asians or Native Americans. We had a hand in this shit. Because we wasn't in the stores. A lot of us wasn't. But we was damn sure online. And this is why nobody fucking takes us seriously. Because y'all fucking stuck on stupid. I seen y'all asses on live. On TikTok live. Showing this shit. Yo dumb ass went to fucking Target for a Uno pack of cards and some goddamn nerds. This is why it's so easy to get over y'all dumb asses. This is why it's so easy. I know y'all saying, damn, Nene, that's fucking harsh. No, it's facts. Black folks love to shop. We are the highest grossing people in the fucking country when it comes to spending our money. We don't need to spend shit right now. Next year, we fall under that big, beautiful bill. The whole fucking bill, and a bitch is about to be broke. I got a whole fucking place to furnish. I've been on fucking Facebook Marketplace and Goodwill. For the black people that stayed the fuck out of this shit, thank you. I appreciate you holding it down. For the rest of y'all, y'all some piss poor motherfucking individuals.
So $11.9 billion profits, record breaking for Black Friday. This is why I don't join a lot of these little movements that people are doing. Because obviously we got some fucking traitors up in our midst that are just straight lying, posing as patriots, I guess you would say, saying we're going to black out the system and boycott everything, but you didn't. You fucking lied. You ran out and got yourself a new TV and friggin' all the stuff that you said you weren't going to do. And then people ask me to join their movements, and I'm like, there's always somebody sketchy. It's going to end up making a few of you guys look bad. So, yeah, what happened for Black Friday? Nothing. Everybody went shopping. That's what happened. And shows a lot about true colors of people on both sides, because they can't make that many profits if you weren't out there shopping with everybody else.
I'm not constantly seeing videos about these Black Friday deals. Y'all keep on talking about some, they got Black Friday deals earlier and earlier this year. I thought we was off them. Why is you even on that website? I thought we wasn't spending no money these holidays. Am I the only one that's really boycotting these big businesses? If I buy something, it's probably going to be from a local clothing line or a local black-owned business. Y'all out here just ordering stuff online from these big corporations. I see y'all talking about going out on Friday. The revolution will not be televised because there won't be any revolution. Nothing's going to change. These people are going to keep their hands in your pockets. They're not going to change the wages. They're not going to pay you more. They're going to spend all of their money on donating to MAGA instead of paying taxes. If you just use the money that you've been donating to the Republican Party just to pay your taxes, we wouldn't even be in this debacle. Everything's just going to keep going. They're going to keep laying people off. They're going to keep discriminating. They're going to get rid of DEI because y'all don't have no backbone. It's crazy. I feel like I'm the only one not spending no money at these big corporations right now.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Right now, black folks all over the country are fired up. They are disappointed, they are angry, and honestly, they feel completely let down. For weeks, the community pushed a clear message: boycott Black Friday and Cyber Monday. No spending, no supporting this huge corporation like Walmart, Target, and the rest. From November 26th to December 2nd, the plan was to keep every single dollar in our pocket. But even with all that effort, the number came out and the result shocked everybody. These companies still racked in a massive $11.9 billion in profit. That figure hit the community like a slap in the face. People are asking, how did they make this much money when we agreed to stop spending? And the frustration didn't stop there. A lot of folks are calling out other Black people who ignored the boycott and went shopping anyway. They are being labeled as sellout, trailers, and people who wicked the whole movement. In this video, we are about to watch the raw reaction, what Black people had to say, how they expressed their frustration and disappointment. They are not sugarcoating anything.
Okay, what the actual fuck is going on? At this point, y'all just want to be played. Y'all are seriously just in this world looking to be punched in the face by the same system that's robbing you. I'm confused. So they knew people were boycotting Black Friday. People knew that they were boycotting the big box stores. So Target, Lowe's, and such want to throw together swag bags and things to trick y'all down to Black Friday. I just saw a video of Lowe's with these buckets. Inside the bucket, you could win a gold ticket with a chance to walk away with $2,000 worth of prizes. That's not what's happened. Nonsense. It's like they went to the back in the stock room and saw all the shit that was dirty and dusty that they needed to clean the shelves off with, threw it in a bucket, threw it in a bag, and said, let's give this shit to... At the very least, they're playing with y'all's intelligence. And since we know half y'all don't have any, because of the current president that you chose, you basically deserve everything that you get. I'm done for the day. I'm done for the day. I have a headache. I'm just done for the day. Y'all. Wow.
Baby, speak for yourself. No, we didn't. They blew up the numbers. The analytics are already out. They took a couple of days to build them hoes. Okay. And these are all people who do internet. Like, these are AI. These are internet folks that are tracking these numbers. Okay. These are people who do technology and do math. So no, they didn't inflate the fucking numbers. The numbers are not manipulated. Do y'all not know that we have people in our fucking community that don't give a fuck about the people as a whole? Are y'all missing the fact that some Black people say I'm about me and I'm gonna get mines whether I want to or not? The community ain't done shit for me. Y'all do know we have ignorant ass Black people in our community who don't watch the news, who don't pay attention to what's going on as a collective, who do not follow the group when we're trying to do something right, when we're trying to stand up for our rights. You do know we have those people. You do know we have ignorant ass Black folks that still take their ass to Target. We do still have them. So you may have not gone. People in my comment section may have not gone. But we do have a group of folks that say, fuck everybody, I'm going to do what the fuck I want. And if y'all are ignoring the fact that we do have that percentage, look at the percentage of people that voted for Donald Trump. It was 92% Black women, but it was also 8% that voted for him. There was also a percentage that voted for him in the Black men area too. So we do have people who don't give a fuck about what we're trying to do as a collective. And they will still go out there and they will still shop. And I must be something very fucking clear. There can be people on this goddamn app that are protesting saying, I'm not going shopping, and still sit their ass at home and click the motherfucking buy button and check out on Walmart, on Target, on Hobby Lobby, on Best Buy, on Amazon. Let's not play that game of ignorance. Because if y'all are neglecting that group, that is the problem. Those are the people that we are trying to reach, not y'all.
Major breaking news this morning. According to Reuters, American consumers spent $11.8 billion on Black Friday online shopping this year. That's up 9.7% from last year. This is actually really disappointing because us Americans were supposed to hurt these businesses, hurt these corporations, because they are the ones who influence these elections, who pour millions and millions and millions of dollars into these elections and these policies They're the ones making the decisions of our everyday lives. Yet we're stuck footing the bill every single day. Americans are stuck footing the bill. There was many TikTok videos showing many retailers lying to you about price dropping. They're covering up the prices and saying they're on discount when in actuality they're not. They're just trying to scam you even more. So it's disappointing to see collectively Americans spent $11.8 billion on these retailers still, in these corporations. It's actually sickening because we need to be progressing and literally holding these companies and corporations accountable. Literally accountable. Starbucks had that bear cup that everybody was so stoked over, in line over, waiting hours for, when that same attention needs to be directed on the genocide that's happening in all across the countries overseas. Gaza, for one. Ukraine, for two. Hello? What about Nigeria? There are so many genocides that are happening that we are turning a blind eye to. Yet we're so eager to give our money to these billion-dollar corporations who give zero damns about you and I. Zero damns.
I'm done with marching. We're not marching anymore. The only thing that moves this society is racism and greed. Do not give your hard-earned money back to the people that want you in chains. Black people, we need to boycott. We need to disengage from Black Friday. Hear me again. We need to boycott Black Friday. Unless we are spending our money with Black-owned businesses, we need to boycott Black Friday and focus on definitely never shopping again at Walmart, Chick-fil-A, American Airlines, because they were some of the top donors of the Orange Man's campaign. Actions speak louder than words. You can create action in your everyday life, and I'm here to tell you how. Also, I've heard a lot of people from my last video talk to me about how we built up our society before only to have it burned down and torn apart by racist white people. Black Wall Street was thrown out there. Yes, we built societies in the past, beautiful communities. But what we did not do is protect those societies we built. We did not maintain the protection of what we built, and that is what needs to change. We're not going to talk about how we're going to accurately protect what we build online. We need to get out of the whole realm of telling our whole plan on the internet. We need to go back to the days where we grouped up and spoke in real life, in person. And that's going to take the communities that we come from. That's going to take the churches opening their doors for meetings. Wherever we can group up and meet in person and specifically talk about our strategies to protect our communities by policing the police and watching out for one another and having people walk through the neighborhood to make sure people are getting home safely. These things need to happen in person. I don't want anybody putting out strategies on how to protect our Black businesses and our Black schools on the internet. We need to do that in person. So we will organize and group up. If you want to group up for that. Stop marching. Group up to talk strategy. Group up in real life to talk strategy. Group up in real life to talk about how we're going to attack all of the problems in our community. We have to get serious and we have to get consistent. So to recap, there is no Black Friday. We're out. The only Black Friday I want to see people talking about is the fact that we're going to make it a point to go out and find Black businesses on Black Friday to contribute to. Walmart, you're done. We boycott you. Chick-fil-A, we're done. We boycott you. You want us in chains? We'll put you out of business.
Despite all the calls to boycott Black Friday this year, it appears that Black Friday was a huge success. According to Adobe, that tracks e-commerce, $11.8 billion was spent online on Black Friday alone. That's a 9% increase from years past. Now, if your feed looks anything like mine, you've seen people for weeks telling us to not participate in Black Friday. But also, if your feed looks anything like mine, you've seen all kinds of boycotts popping up. And I feel like we're all trying to walk the fine line between recognizing that there's no ethical consumption under capitalism and not wanting to actively support organizations and corporations that are funding fascism. And while I thought that the Black Friday boycott did a good job of organizing and communicating and educating what the purpose was, it seems like so many of the boycotts are playing whack-a-mole with corporations as news stories come up. And one of the questions I'm constantly coming back to in these conversations is, what is the objective?
What is the objective?
Because if the objective is collective action, one of the things I think we need to lean into more is education. Because oftentimes what I believe is happening is that you're seeing something on your feed that says, here are the actions of a particular corporation. And you and the people who've seen that post make a decision to boycott or to write letters, whatever it may be. The next step should then be to educate others on the subject. But what inevitably happens is the same algorithm that brought you that initial post is going to show you posts of people who probably don't even know about the news story you saw, and the response is ridicule. And let's be real. Shame is not an effective tactic. If it were, it might have worked at this point, but oftentimes shame just has people double down on the thing that they felt initially, whereas education can actually help them understand why a thing is happening. As I drove past the Mall of America leaving my parents' house on Friday and saw how packed it was, my first thought was, I thought we was boycotting. And then my second thought was, do they even know? And not to just absolve people, but it is very possible that people don't know if the information that we're receiving is purely algorithmic, because you didn't know until you saw a post. And having been on the receiving end of being somewhere that I didn't know that we were boycotting, it is a jarring experience to have people come at you for something you had no idea about. Because the truth is, sometimes I didn't even know that folks were boycotting or against something until I see folks going ham on someone under a post. Which makes me think that some people don't want collective action, they want collective outrage. If collective action is the goal, we have to lean into the tenet of education and ensure that as we're trying to get to certain goals, that we're informing and educating people on how we can get there together.
So apparently Black people are too weak to uphold the economic blackout. That's what somebody said on a video that I made a couple weeks ago about us doing the blackout and only shopping small local business and Black-owned business. Now, first thing I want to say is this is one of the many reasons why it is difficult for Black people to come together, because you have two varying degrees and spectrums of hope and community and togetherness. You have one side that says we can never come together and do shit because we have crabs in a barrel mentality. Then we have one side of the spectrum where we believe that we can do it collectively instead of just individually, right? And this is some bullshit, because we have seen throughout historical movements created and upheld by Black people, such as the Civil Rights Movement, such as the Black Panthers and the Malcolm X's movement, right? And how when we come together collectively, we oftentimes get the change that we want. We've seen it recently with the Target and us not shopping in Target no more. I don't know about y'all, but the Target around my way, bitch, it ain't booked and busy like it used to be at all. This is heartbreaking to me that somebody would make said statement about us. And I don't know where this person is from, if they are Black American and or they are in another country such as Africa, somewhere in Africa. I don't know. I don't think we're going to fold. I think we're going to do just fine. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. Y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comments. But this is some bullshit, y'all. This is some bullshit. And I stay far away from these kind of people, whether it's online in digital communities and spaces and or in real life. Because there's no way that I'm going to believe that. Yeah, no.
You know what? I'm sitting here about to go to the airport, and I was just thinking, everybody keep telling us how bad the economy and cost of living. But the reality of it is, this last Black Friday broke every record. And if people were so struggling financially, Why are they spending more than they ever have been before? Why is gas prices currently averaging in 20 states under $3 a gallon, right? The economy is turning around, but people refuse to give Trump credit for it. They won't give Trump credit for it because there was a poll that even showed that some people even said he was like 50% with foreign policy. Now, come on now, foreign policy. Trump has solved like 8 wars. The reality of it, there's some people who just hate Trump, right? The Trump derangement syndrome. Now, we still need to do better with costs, and we got work to do. But to say that things haven't improved from Biden, when gas prices was $6, $7 a gallon around the country, inflation through 7-8%, however high it was, right? Things are turning around. People are spending money again. We have stimulus checks possibly coming from Trump. And then we have the biggest tax refunds that we're about to hit. Trump is doing what he promised with the economy, but it takes time. We had a man that destroyed the economy for 4 years, and they want Trump to be a magician and fix the economy in 2 days. You have to give him time. You gave Biden time when y'all voted for him, and now y'all mad because y'all struggling. Well, you shouldn't have voted for Joe Biden. You shouldn't have voted for him. Y'all keep voting for these Democrats and keep destroying our country, opening our borders. You independents, you moderates, you people who think, keep doing insanity, voting for a party who hates our country and wants to destroy it.
Online Black Friday sales hit a record high this year. Americans spent almost $12 billion online for Black Friday. And you're probably thinking that people are spending more money and buying more things, but actually what ended up happening is people spent more, but people bought less. So when everyone was saying, we're not going to be buying as much this year during Black Friday, they meant that. People did not buy as much, but the prices went up. And so again, we've hit another year of record high sales. And honestly, I think they just inflate the prices so much because they know people aren't going to be buying as much, and so they can still hit their goal of breaking whatever record for profits that they're bringing in. Because people did not buy as much. People literally did not buy as much, but at the same time, there are record-breaking profits from online Black Friday sales. How does that even add up? If people are buying less, how are you guys getting record amounts of money in profits from online Black Friday? That's just telling us that they are inflating the prices so much. And I believe it's intentional because they knew people wouldn't be buying things during this holiday season as much. And so they just inflated the prices so fucking much to where no matter what, people are going to buy less, but they're still going to be making more money. When does that make sense? It is literally Black Friday. People bought less than before, but there is a record-breaking profit of $12 billion that was spent online for Black Friday with less items being bought. Like, they just literally inflate the prices to hell. They literally just inflate the prices as much as they can because they know items aren't going to be bought as much as they usually are, so they can still make record-breaking.
So guys, as you can see, the disappointment is real. Many Black people are calling this Black Friday betrayal. They pushed for a nationwide boycott, a full protest against this big corporation. But somehow Black Friday still ended with record-breaking profits, and that hit the community hard. The whole idea was to keep the black dollar in local Black businesses, support our own, and avoid pouring money into these giant companies. But clearly, not everyone stayed on track. And let's be honest, numbers don't lie. There is no way all that money came from just one group. A good number of our own people still went shopping, and that's why the outrage is so intense. Some are saying that if unity was strong, we wouldn't see profit this high. Others believe this corporation might even be hyping the numbers, trying to prove the boycott failed so they can pat themselves on the back. But at the end of the day, this is the data we are seeing right now. So you tell me, What do you think about this whole Black Friday? Let's talk about it in the comments. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. See you guys.